That's right, we're covering the movie that is widely considered the worst horror film of all time. Yet why has this movie managed to gain such a fervent reputation? Is it because despite being called Troll 2, there aren't any actual trolls in this movie? They're goblins? Or the fact that said goblins look like your neighborhood kids in bad Halloween costumes? It could even be the fact that the writers had a pretty loose grasp on the English language, so the dialogue is full of special lines like this.
If my father discovers you here, he'd cut off your little nuts and eat them. He can't stand you.
Whatever it is, these elements add up to create an amalgamation of bad that must be seen to be believed. So join us today as we see just how awfully good is Troll 2.
Go, go! And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it!
When choosing a movie for the month of October, there was only one that came to mind. Troll 2 is so bad that they even made a documentary about it called Best Worst Movie. So it may just be the ultimate film to cover on this show. But even still, we're in a whole new era of appreciating the art of bad cinema. Troll 2 was famously at the bottom of the IMDb lowest rated title list, but it has since gone up to the number 30 spot. There's a lot of love out there for this movie, and it's easy to see why. I mean, just look at this opening. What even is this music? It sounds like it belongs in the intro of a Super Nintendo racing game. And if you think we're on a similar path to Princess Bride with an old man telling his grandson a story, well, you've got another thing coming. This movie follows the Waits family as they go on some kind of vacation to the town of Nilbog. Yep, nothing strange about that town name. The dad is this lovable goofball who utters some of the greatest lines of the movie.
When I was your age, I really did suffer from hunger. We'll see who gets through this, but just remember, I've got more practice than you.
But the film sets up young Joshua as the lead. He does some memorable things such as unzipping his pants and pissing all over the family food. But he can also see his dead grandfather, who helps guide him like he's some kind of force ghost. There's also his sister Holly, who is all mad because even though she invited her boyfriend, he decided to bring his friends on the trip. Yeah, that's probably not going to help out her accusations.
They say you're good for nothing and that you spend way too much time with your friends.
Oh, but I swear I never see them.
If you think the dialogue sounds strange in this, that's because the director and screenwriter were both Italian with very limited English. And despite the cast offering to improv a bit in order to make the dialogue sound more natural, the director Claudio refused. He forced them to say the lines as written, which is why we get wonderful parts like this.
Your family's going on vacation tomorrow?
Yes.
I'll come with you?
Okay, I'll tell my father that you're coming with us tomorrow.
I just love the low-budget nature of everything. I mean, hell, something tells me DC or Warner Brothers never cleared any of these posters. One of the main plot points of Troll 2 is that the humans need to eat this weird green food that will then turn them into plants, only to then be eaten by the goblins. See, these goblins hate meat with a passion and are vegetarians. But yet they turn people into vegetables? Why the hell don't they just grow the vegetables from the ground? Why are they turning meat into plants? It's so confusing. The goblins look to take out everyone in their path, and they're all led by this lady. Am I crazy or is she? You know, you can throw some stage makeup on her teeth and dishevel her hair, but that doesn't mean I can't see that she's still a stone-cold fox. I mean, come on. Credence Lenore Gielgud is the queen of the goblins, and she's the highlight of the movie for me.
Am I mistaken, or is there something wrong with the two of you?
Her over-the-top performance belongs on a stage somewhere. She's chewing every last bit of scenery, and it is an absolute blast. Hell, at one point, she even drowns a man in popcorn. I mean, I guess that's kind of a good trade-off for being seduced by Credence. What, just me? The finale is full of wonderful moments like Grandpa Seth being brought back from the dead, but only for 10 minutes, for reasons. He also manages to give Joshua what is referred to as a double-decker bologna sandwich. This seemingly makes him a fucking superhero, because all he has to do is then touch Stonehenge to then kill Credence and all the goblins. The day is saved due to a bologna sandwich. Okay then. When the family arrives back at home, they're starving since they haven't eaten anything in days. This leads to Joshua finding his poor mother being eaten by goblins. So wait, the double-decker bologna sandwich didn't do anything? What was even the point? Now that we've gotten through the insanity that is Troll 2, let's get into some awfully good drinking games. Joshua's Lament. Take a shot every time Joshua screams in terror. Sure, he's going through a lot of stuff, but come on kid, pull it together. You're a disappointment. Drink every time Elliot disappoints somebody. Whether he's bringing his boys along or just being late to everything, Elliot is just full of disappointment. The Cryptic Grandpa. Take a drink whenever Grandpa is giving Joshua a cryptic message. This is damn near every time he's on screen, so watch out. If you see Grandpa, you're gonna be having a drink. Now that we've got some drinks in us, let's get into some Troll 2 trivia. Despite being named Troll 2, this film has no connection to the Full Moon film. Director Claudio Fagasso hates the film so bad it's good status, even angrily crashing a cast reunion and being escorted out. George Hardy was cast due to his line reading of, "You can't piss on hospitality." Also, George Hardy happened to just be a local dentist, which he still is to this day. In 2007, the town of Morgan, Utah transformed into the fictional town of Nilbog and threw a Troll 2 festival. Carlo Maria Corgio composed the entire score on a Korg M1 synthesizer, giving it that video game-like sound. Filming took a total of 3 weeks. A clip of the "oh my god" moment was posted to YouTube over 17 years ago and has amassed more than 8.1 million views. Incredible. Don Packard was in and out of Utah University Mental Hospital during the filming. In fact, the only reason he even got the role was because the originally cast actor didn't show up on the day of filming. Famously held a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, though that has since gone up to 5%. The first time young star Michael Paul Stevenson was able to see the film was Christmas morning 1991, when his parents gifted it to him. He said it was an awful experience.
Nilbog! It's goblin spelled backwards! This is their kingdom!
Troll 2 is absolutely legendary. There are few films that are able to reach an awfully good status so pure. To have festivals and documentaries dedicated to its awfulness is a status unlike any other. So from a scale from Victor Salva to Roger Corman, we can't help but give this one a 10 out of 10. Troll 2 ramps up in the most insane of ways, with some of the craziest overacting that you can imagine. These characters are a blast to spend time with, and this story will constantly have you scratching your head, but it is a blast from start to finish. And if you ever find yourself coming across trolls like this, just remember to be polite, because they sure are.
Do you want some, Joshua?
It's awfully good.